The Oscars were last night. Oppenheimer won everything, I guess, apparently. Actually, from what I could see, almost all the winners in the major categories were white males, it seems. So there's going to be hell to pay for that one. That's for sure. There seems to be, there was a major oversight over at the diversity committee for the Oscars. I don't know what happened, but we're going to have to clean house over there and start over. This cannot be allowed to stand. And I'm sure there will be many think pieces that probably have already been published in the coming days, making that very clear, that this is just totally unacceptable. But the other shocker of the night was that I guess they made it through nearly the entire show without anyone performatively denouncing Donald Trump. In fact, I think Trump, I didn't watch the show, but I think Trump was not mentioned at all. And they almost made it to the end with that unprecedented streak intact until Jimmy Kimmel, the host of the show, stepped in and put an end to it. Let's watch.
Doing this show is not about me. I appreciate you having me. It's really about you and Emma and all these great actors and actresses and filmmakers. But I was told we have like an extra minute, and I'm really proud of something. I was wondering if I could share it with you. I just got a review, and has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying too hard to be something which he is not and never can be. Get rid of Kimmel and perhaps replace him with another washed up but cheap ABC talent, George Slopanopoulos. He would make everybody on stage look bigger, stronger, and more glamorous. Blah, blah, blah. Make America great again. Okay, now. See if you can guess which former president just posted that on Truth. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still... Isn't it past your jail time?
Yep, had to get the Trump mention in there. It's sort of amazing that these people are this stupid. I mean, we're almost 10 years into the Trump political era, and they still have no clue how to oppose him. They come from the same world that Trump comes from, right? They're in the same business that Trump was in, and yet they're totally clueless about how he operates, which of course but that's a reflection of their own of their own lack of self-awareness. Because if they had any self-awareness, then they would know how they operate, and then they would be able to extrapolate that, well, okay, Trump kind of operates the same way. He's from the same world. And but they don't have any self-awareness. So because really, if they wanted to stick it to Donald Trump, right, if they wanted to land a blow, well, I mean, there's not much of a blow they could land at the Oscars, but to whatever extent that they could land one, the way to do it would be to just not mention him at all. Okay, to treat him as totally irrelevant and to have an entire Hollywood event that lasts for 7.5 hours, however long the Oscars were, and Donald Trump is not mentioned one time, not even alluded to, like he doesn't exist. Okay, that if it's important to you, as Jimmy Kimmel or any of these people at the Oscars, if it's important to you to as I said, really. Get a hit on Trump, then that's what you would do. But they can't bring themselves to do that. They just can't. They have to talk about him. And speaking of which, Robert De Niro was on with Bill Maher the night before the Oscars, where he spent several minutes talking about the ways that Trump hurts his feelings. And that's not even my sarcastic way of describing what Robert De Niro said. Those are almost exactly the words that he uses. Let's listen.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48-43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016. where we couldn't believe that it happened. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor because I can't see any good in him.
So it is interesting. He's asked for, although not surprising, he's asked for an analysis of, and I don't know why you'd care about Robert De Niro's analysis of anything political or anything at all, really, but he's asked for an analysis of, a political analysis of Donald Trump. Like, the question was, why is he winning right now? He's gaining with women voters and so on. And De Niro says, his answer is, well, I don't know, I don't want to feel bad anymore. That was his actual, this is like a man in his 80s. And this is the maturity of his worldview. When you ask him, well, why is this happening? I don't know, I just don't want to feel, it makes me feel bad and I don't like it. That's his answer. And then he goes on to say he can't see any good in Donald Trump. There's nothing good in him. He's a mean, hateful, nasty person. Where again, that is not even an analysis of Donald Trump. But it is, as he admits, it's an analysis it's a reflection of Robert De Niro's own feelings, just talking about his own feelings. And so it's no surprise that because he can't get out of his own feelings, and that's all he can talk about, that even as an opponent of Donald Trump, like he doesn't, it goes back to Jimmy Kimmel. He doesn't understand the effective ways or the potentially effective ways to criticize Donald Trump. There's this idea that, well, there's no effective line of attack on Trump. There's nothing that, well, it's like you could criticize anybody, right? I mean, there's criticisms that land on anybody. But the problem is that these people are so dumb. And they're so caught in their own egos that they can't see the obvious. And so here we are, 2024. So it's 2015 all over again, 2016 all over again. All they can do is talk about he's so mean. He's such a mean person. It's like, and nobody cares about that. Everybody hears that. Like, there is no one who is going to not vote for Donald Trump on that basis, that they find him to be mean, right? Or very few people who will be motivated by that. Keeping windshields clean is always a pain, especially with all the rain we have been getting here in Nashville. That's why I'm so grateful to have Windshield Wow. Windshield Wow is an innovative windshield cleaning device that uses two magnetic cleaning paddles, one on the outside, one on the inside of your car, to clean both sides of your windshield, all from the outside. Being able to clean both the front and the inside window at the same time is a game changer. I wish I had one of these years ago. Windshield Wow applies firm cleaning pressure, super thin to get into those tight dashboard areas. Seriously, all you got to do is push around the outside paddle, and the inside follows automatically, leaving your windshield squeaky clean. What's awesome about Windshield Wow is how easy it is to throw these in the back of your car. Think about how much we're in our cars every day, from daily commutes to road trips, bird droppings, tree sap, and more. Windshield Wow is always here to save the day. Washing your car windshield enhances visibility and also driving safety, and helps preserve the integrity of your vehicle's glass and paintwork. It's a simple yet essential aspect of car maintenance that should not be overlooked. So what are you waiting for? Go to windshieldwow.com. Use code Walsh at checkout for a special discount. That's windshieldwow.com, code Walsh. It's hard to believe that St. Patrick's Day is almost here. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses have been down on their luck. Fortunately, if you're a business owner or hiring manager, you don't need luck to find top talent for your business. You need ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Walsh. ZipRecruiter's brilliant technology leads you to that pot of gold for top talent. Immediately after you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology shows you qualified candidate. And once you review your list of qualified candidates, you can easily invite your top choices to apply. So they'll likely apply sooner, and you'll fill that role a whole lot faster. Aren't you curious to see how ZipRecruiter can help you? Well, today's your lucky day because you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Walsh. 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate within the first day. Once again, just go to this exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Walsh. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Because most people hear that and they think either, okay, he's mean, I don't care. Like, what do I need? Why do I need him? I need him to be nice? I don't need him to be nice. Doesn't matter to me. They either think that, or they think, okay, good. Well, we need someone who's mean, who's in there, who's going to clean up clean things up. So you're not hurting him. And if anything, you're helping him by describing him in those terms, and these people can't stop themselves. And he continues, and here he is going on to offer a dystopian view of the future under Donald Trump. And also, this dystopian view of the future requires us to forget the fact that Donald Trump was actually in office from 2016 to 2020. And so we can think back and we know how that went. But if we ignore that and pretend it never happened, here's what the future under Donald Trump will look like.
Nothing at all, nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He still admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of a president only gets 2 terms thing.
Okay, first of all, even if Trump was a violent warlord dictator, even if Trump was the second coming of barbecue, I don't think he would bother going after Robert De Niro. Like, nobody cares what Robert De Niro says. I don't even think that Trump does. But we see, again, the total cluelessness of these people. And this is not performance, by the way. I think that Robert De Niro really is worried that Trump will come into office and turn into a dictator who hunts down his political enemies and enacts retribution on them and all the rest of it. That could go either way. Maybe this is all melodrama, but I actually think he's that deluded. I think these people are that deluded and they really do believe it. Meanwhile, the reality is that Trump was, and will probably be again, the least dictatorial president we've had in decades, maybe ever. I mean, you could make an argument forever. This is the least dictatorial president we've ever had. In fact, as I've argued many times, Trump's greatest flaw is that he's too far over on the other end of the spectrum. There's like the dictator, and then the opposite of that is like he's all the way at the opposite end, actually, too much so. Not that we want him to be a dictator, quote unquote, but his greatest flaw, in my mind, it was and is the unwillingness to wield the legal power that you have to advance your agenda forward. And that, as I said, if they wanted to land a blow and make a criticism that might resonate with people, like maybe they'd go that direction. But they don't, because they lack the awareness and they lack the intelligence, and all they can do is just emote and talk about how mean he is and how much he hurts their feelings. Which fine, I guess is how we would summarize that. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.